Welcome back, this is Dreddeus and welcome to the beginning of my second franchise series on Madden 23. To start things off, I'm just gonna play the trailer, quickly set the scene for this franchise series just to get us all into the right groove. Welcome to Breaking News Bulletin here. Jerry Jones, owner of the Dallas Cowboys, has been forced to sell his club, to sell the Dallas Cowboys due to severe financial issues. He's completely broke and has had to resell a lot of assets. And the Dallas Cowboys, his franchise, to a mystery owner, unnamed at this point in time. The club will be relocating to San Diego at the choice of this mystery owner. It will be called the Crusaders. That will be a renaming of the Dallas Cowboys. We have also been able to acquire a first look at the uniforms that will be worn by the San Diego Crusaders, the future team of the relocated and sold Dallas Cowboys. This is a view of the future stadium. Stay tuned for more on this story. Alright, so having set the scene, we are now at the end of the 2022 season. We have completed the Super Bowl. By completed, I mean I just simulated the full season to get the relocation going. How did I do that? I started a new franchise. I loaded in the rosters. I started as the Cowboys. And then I basically started the relocation process where you choose a new city, you can choose the name of the new team, and then you choose the jerseys, and that is basically it. Then you choose the stadium type as the final step, and then you just let the season run its course, and then that's it. And now that's where we are right now. This season and this franchise will be very different from the other franchises that I have done so far, because usually what I do is I take a bad team, I build them up over the course of a few seasons, I rebuild with youngsters, I rebuild with good young players, and I just work with that. And over the time, you know, you get a grip on the budget, you get a grip on all of the other aspects of the game. There are a few ground rules for this franchise series that will be completely different in comparison to the other franchises I've done. The first one is we are going to be using veterans only on the squad. What does veterans mean? 30 years or older. So basically everyone beneath this line will be cut, will not be able to play for us, and we will only be able to sign players that are 30 or older. So veterans, 30 or older. How do we deal with the trades? Well, I decided that I would go with a no trade rule. I will be only allowed to sign free agents. I thought that at the end of the season, before the draft starts, I will have to get rid of these draft picks because we are not allowed to have any rookies on the roster, obviously. We will not be drafting, we will not be picking, so we don't need those draft picks. I don't want to block my capital with that, so I want to get rid of them. So what we will be doing now over the course of this first episode together is we will start to tear this team apart completely. What I did first off was I signed a new head coach. Our head coach is Mike Tomlin. I think that is a very good choice. Since I'm playing as the owner here, I will also be using his playbooks just to add a little bit more of a realism here. Yeah, there we go. The basic premise is that the owner is I gave him the background as a former player, so we don't have that much money, we don't have a lot of budget overall, but what we do have is we have a lot of happiness in the squad, and the approach here will be to sort of get the best for the fans, you know? All right, so here we are, player negotiation time. And it's quite simple this time around because we are only going to look at the ages. Tony Pollard, 26, no deal. Dalton Schultz, 27, no deal. Leighton Van Der Esch, 27, no deal. Donovan Wilson, 28, no deal. Anthony Barr, 31. Well, here we go. We're going to offer him a deal, of course, because we need to sort of keep the team together. Can we? All right, he doesn't want to stay. Well, that is fantastic. Next up, Dante Fowler Jr., 29. Oh, he's so close, but that's a no. Anthony Brown, 29. That's close, but a no. James Washington, 27. That's a no. Terrence Steele, no. Noah Brown, Matt Mayer. Well, we can keep him. I want to keep him around. I will hike this up to 1 mil, and I will just give him a few K here just to keep him around. All right, because I don't want to lose all of my players at the same time. Who else is here? We have Tristan Hill, who is going to be a no. We've got Terrell Basham, who we can't hold. Rico Dowdle, CJ Goodwin. All right, that's a corner. He is terrible. He's absolutely terrible. 61, I won't keep him. Connor McGovern, that's a no. Cooper Rush, nope. Luke Gifford, nope. Jack McQuaid, it tied in with a 30 overall. Well, that would be a fantastic player to start out with, right? So basically, we are not going to re-sign any of these players. First off, because they're under 30 or because they're just horrible. All right, the next step before we start free agency will be that we will have to sort of get rid of all of these players here. All of the players that are below 30, I will have to get rid of them. And we will gonna do that right now. And this will be quite brutal. I will just be moving through the positions here. I will be keeping those that are 30, of course. So luckily we are starting with a pretty solid quarterback instantly. Next up, gonna be looking at the halfback, and I will be looking to trade these players away, get us into a good position. Right, so here we are at the beginning of preseason 2023, the following season, and we have really destroyed the roster. Absolutely destroyed it. take a look here. We have a few players at positions. We don't have halfback. We don't have a fullback. We only have 3 wide receivers. We have 1 tight end. We've got the left tackles. We've got no left guard. 1 center, 1 guard, no right tackle, and so on and so forth. So what we'll be doing now is we'll be going through the free agents that are still available. We really had to keep our funds in check. We only have 18 players on the roster at the moment. So what we'll be doing now is heading to the free agents and just bulk up our team with all that is available there. And you'd be surprised, there usually are quite good players there. So that is pretty cool. And that's basically what we'll be doing now. We're just going to be going through these, and we're going to be adding players to the team as we see fit. Yeah, I will of course always be looking at the age and at the overalls, so that we don't go over the salary cap. We've got a player like Ryan Griffin or Mike Glennon or some great players like that. I do think that we should bring in a player that is at least somewhat capable. So I'm going to bring in Tyrod Taylor here. I'm going to sign him to an active deal. So that's the first player that we signed. Next up, we have to sign halfbacks. Really need halfbacks. Let's sort by age again. We've got Brandon Bolden. I mean, the first one that we had here was, where you go, Melvin Gordon III. I think that we will go with him. He's the best at that age. And the same thing, we're going to go to Raheem Mostert here. We also have Damian Williams. So there's really cool players in here that I otherwise would never have in my team. Now, this is the idea behind this rebuild. Well, it's not a rebuild, actually. It's just a franchise mode to get players in here that will, that you usually would never see in a franchise series, because usually I would be cutting these players. I would be cutting them so quickly you couldn't even look twice. 30 years, 75. Never ever would I get that player into my team. What about a fullback? Do we want a fullback? I think we do. We're gonna bring Michael Burton in. Gonna sign him to the active roster. There we go. Let's have a think here. I think we need wide receivers as well, and because we only have 3 at the moment. These here are all quite expensive, I have to say. So we're going to sort by age here. There's Julio Jones. I'm going to bring in Cole Beasley. I mean, why not? Only 2.4 mil on the cap. That works for me. Who else do we have here? I mean, Julio Jones 4.8 is a little bit expensive. Sanu Sr., Marvin Jones Jr. Well, look at that, 33 and 79. Not bad, actually. We've got Randall Cobb here. We have Ty Hilton. If we sort by overall, we will be getting... All right, we're going to get Julio Jones up front, Marvin Jones Jr. I mean, we sort of have the most important players down already, the starters, if you would. But I do want to have some at least a little bit of a backup situation going on here. What about the acceleration? That is also always going to be an issue. Who's the fastest? I'm going to bring in Marquise Goodwin. He looks like a super fast player. 71 rated, 2.4 mil on the contract. That works for me. Who else? Tight end. We need tight ends. We only have 1 at the moment. So we are going to bring in not J.J. Jansen. Definitely not. What about this one? Jordan Akins. I think we can bring him into the team. What's this? Tyler Croft. Who else do we have here? Taysom Hill. I think I'm going to bring in Taysom Hill and Kyle Rudolph. Taysom Hill, of course. I'm going to do that. Currently, he's sometimes even playing as a quarterback, which is pretty freaky. And Jordan Akins is looking good too. 210K and 1.95 mil. That's not too bad. All right, who do we have at left tackle? I think at left tackle we have 2 players already, but we don't have a guard at the moment. So let's see, who do we have here? Justin Murray. Oh, these are all abysmal. But yeah, Justin Murray is the best one in here. So we're going to bring him in. There we go. And who else do we have? That would be a decent choice. Justin McCray, Lane Taylor. I think I'm going to bring in Lane Taylor. He's the backup to the backup. So at the moment, we only have to fill in gaps. That is the main focus right now. We don't have to do much more. Just fill in those gaps so that we have players at all positions, that we have backups. And with that, we should be good to go for the most part. We've got 2 left tackles, 2 left guards, only 1 center, only 1 right guard, and no right tackles. Okay, so we need center, right guard, and right tackle. That is going to be interesting. Let's take a look at the centers here. John Feliciano, Austin Blythe, Trey Hopkins. I do think that we will bring in a player that ideally would bring the mentor tag, but I don't see one of them here. Tyler Larson, yeah, those are all no-goes. We're going to bring in, I think it is going to be Austin Blythe because he does have the higher strength rating. So that is important for me right now. Right guard, we need 1 more. Kyle Long or Ode Abushi. We're going to bring in Abushi on a 1-year deal. Mind you, this is the first step here, all right? We don't have a right tackle, so we will have to bring in a right tackle. The best one available is David Quessenberry, so that's what we're going to be doing. Welcome, David Quessenberry. And then next up, I don't really want to bring in a too expensive player, but these two have the mentor. I'm going to bring in Tom Compton because he has a slightly higher strength rating, and I feel like that is the game changer most of the time when looking at that right tackle position. All right, next up, which positions do we still have to fill? I think we've covered the offensive line now pretty well. So that said, we've got left guard, we've got center, we've got right guard, we've got right tackle. We only have 1 left edge, we only have 1 right edge, we only have 1 D tackle, no left outside linebackers. All right, so we're gonna have to cover these as well. Corner and free safety. All right, we're gonna start with the edge rusher, right edge rusher, D tackle, and then if we can remember that one, left outside linebacker. All right, so here we go. Let's take a look at the free agents that we have available at these positions. We're gonna go with the left edge. That's William Golston straight away. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna think about that one. So there we go. We need 1 left edge. Then we need 1 D tackle. Linval Joseph, 77, actually not looking too bad. Jordan Phillips, he's a bit younger, 30 and 74, might not be regressing as quickly. So I am gonna go with Jordan Phillips. Again, another player brought in. Then we need 1 right edge. Ooh, that's Sue. And that rhymed. And do we have another player here? We've got Adam Gotsis down here, who's a little bit cheaper. We've got Sheldon Richardson with a funky hairdo, 32.72. That is not really what I'm looking for. Adam Gotsis is a scheme fit. What about this one here? He does have massive strength. So we're going to be bringing him in. I do want to have the best quality we can have, right? I don't need to bring in terrible players for the heck of it, but sometimes you just don't really have the choice. Looking at Anthony Barr, not a player I would be bringing in usually, but here we're going to do that. Joe Thomas, a 2nd left outside linebacker, is what we need. 68 rated. Very, very questionable, all of these decisions here, but we can't really do anything else with the ground rules that we set. Let's take a look. We have covered the left edge, we've covered the right edge, we've covered D tackle, we've covered left outside linebacker. We need 1 mid linebacker, we need right outside linebackers, and then we need corners, free safety and strong safety. All right, but we need right outside linebackers. Apart from that, we have a player at each position. Okay, off we go into the free agents pool again. And we are going to be sorting by mid linebacker now. Next up, we need one mid linebacker. Let's remember that. Dante Hightower. That's a pretty good pick, actually. Not too bad. Jordan Hicks is also there. Who else is there? Jamie Collins Sr., Damian Wilson, Patrick Onwuasor. I would like to bring in maybe a 30-year-old player because I don't want regression to hit us too quickly. Overall, these players are not what I would usually bring into a team, of course. But here, this is where we have to start. I'm going to start with Carl Nassib here. 30 years old, not too expensive, not looking too terrible. 1.75 mil contract. Works for me. Next up, Jason Pierre-Paul. That is a hard pass. We're going to go with this one here. Sam Eguavoen. Again, definitely not a player that I would sign usually, but to buff our squad, that is definitely the way to go. Chris House Jr. looking good. Xavier Rhodes, and look at that. There's so many fantastic players. Troy Hill is in here as well. With the high speed, the agility. I'm really liking that. I'm going to bring in Chris House Jr. as an additional corner. I would like to have 3 to 4 corners in the team. Xavier Rhodes, another player that we're going to be bringing into the team. So there we go. And finally, I'm going to bring in a little bit of a cheaper player. What about this one here? Quan Williams, looking nice. I'm going to bring in Pat Peterson. Come on, man. That's what's awesome about this franchise. We're going to be seeing a lot of household names, a lot of good players, free safeties. Duran Harmon, not even going to think about this one. Wait a moment. I am going to think about this one because I do see LaMarcus Joyner down here. Who else do we have? DeMonte Cassie, that's a no. PJ Williams, that's a no. Clinton Dix. Yeah, no, I think I'm going to go with Duran Harmon. He is the highest rated. He's the same age as Demarius Joyner. So, yeah, no real question. Not Demarius. LaMarcus was what I wanted to say. Strong safety. We need an additional player here. Kareem Jackson, Tony Jefferson the second. Who else do we have? Tashawn Gibson. Any other players here? Bradley McDougald, Taven Wilson, Van Clayton Geethers. There's really good players in here. I, of course, am going to go with this one here. Going to go with Tony Jefferson the second. I mean, I don't want to overload the roster, right? But definitely something that we need to keep in mind. The kicker. Do we have a better kicker in here than we have? I'm going to bring in Graham Gano. I mean, he's 36. He's practically ancient, but well, in terms of the football world, right? And Brett Kern. Who else do we have? Thomas Morrison. Oh, these are all terrible. Sam Martin, Pat O'Donnell, Jordan Berry, Riley Dixon. I'm gonna bring in Riley Dixon. Why not? 950. That is not bad. All right, he even has a real face, so that's quite nice as well. All right, with that said, what else are we going to do? We are going to have to upgrade the staff. Of course, I will be starting with... Who do I start with? Do I start with Mike Tomlin? No, because I might be releasing him at some point in time. So I will be starting with the defensive coordinator. As always, I will not be taking care of the defensive snaps. I am taking care of the offensive snaps, of the offensive plays. And so that is basically, the way that we're going to be going here. Strength rating is going to be boosted. That is awesome. We will be able to really buy a lot of these upgrades here straight away from the get-go because we accumulated a ton of points, which is quite great, actually. I'm really appreciative of that one because we need that. We definitely need that. Something that will play a bigger role here is the contract situation, since we won't be trading. So that is something that will definitely play into this rebuild. I'm always saying rebuild. What I mean is a franchise series, of course, but usually my franchise series are rebuilds. You know, I pick a bad team and then I really go with that. I rebuild the team until we have rookies in, I bring in, players on the practice squad, and so on and so forth. So they are usually rebuilds, and the team is way better afterwards. This one here will be, I don't know how it's gonna play out, to be honest. I can't tell you, and neither do I want to. It's a little bit of an experiment for me, but I'm really looking forward to getting going with this veteran squad here. It's absolutely beautiful. I will be showing you the squad right now. Can't wait to go. Then we're going to start preseason as the Crusaders for the first time. We don't have that many players to upgrade. We're going to take care of that quickly. Tyron Smith, going to go with pass protector. What else? Tyron Smith, our left tackle, fantastic player, but he has laid off the injury. That is super important. Anthony Barr, we're going to go the run stopper here. Let's see that we upgrade him there. Devontae Bond, going to get an upgrade towards run stopper. Not that this will matter too much, but we're going to go with it. Dak Prescott already went down. I will, of course, keep upgrading him to sort of stop the regression here, all right? That is my main objective here. I'm really just waiting for all of these things to drop. He's a fantastic quarterback, and I'm super happy that we're starting out with him. But overall, yeah, this is going to be quite a challenge here. All right, we're starting with 48 players on the roster. We're going to generate the best lineup, and here we go. This is the team, the San Diego Crusaders. We're looking at the full team for the first time. We have quite a few very good players here. As we can see, we've got the left tackle who's super solid. We've got the right guard who's super solid. We've got a right tackle that is workable, but then left guard, absolutely abysmal. The center is not really the most powerful player. We have the tight ends. We've got three here. Taysom Hill. We've got Jordan Akins. And we've got Zach Ertz. The wide receivers that we brought in, we've got Adam Thielen, of course. We've got Allen Robinson the second. We've got Marquise Goodwin. We've got Devontae Parker over here. We've got Cole Beasley and Zach Ertz, of course, filling in here. We do have a dedicated fullback, that is Burton. We've got Dak Prescott. We've got Tyrod Taylor as the quarterbacks. Melvin Gordon, Raheem Mostert, Jordan McKissick are the halfbacks here. Again, backfilling is the fullback, that is Burton. On defense, how are things looking? Absolutely horrid. We've got DeMarcus Lawrence at left edge. That is great. We've got Fletcher Cox at D tackle. Really like that player, so that's fantastic. At right edge, we've got Sue. We have got Bond here, so Sue is going to be the starter. That is great. At corner, we've got Nelson. We've got Rhodes. We have Adrian Phillips down here filling in. We've got Harris. And we've got Pat Peterson, of course, the veteran. At strong safety, Adrian Phillips, of course. We've got Tony Jefferson, the second. A lot of backfilling going on here. We've got Harmon at the free safety position. Bobby McCain is the backup, in air quotes, right outside linebacker. Nassib behind him. Egwavoin. We've got Wilson. And we've got Perriman as the mid linebackers. Anthony Barr and Thomas here are the mid linebacker backups. Barr, who's also backfilling here at the mid linebacker position. I might bring two more mid linebackers into the mix here, as we are currently using the left outside linebackers as backups, and things might get tight pretty quickly. So I think I'm going to bring in two more mid linebackers just to backfill that position a little. The D tackle position, we're actually quite well set, I would say. But again, I might also bring in one more D tackle in here, just to bulk things up a little bit. We've got Graham Gano, we've got Brian Anger as the punter and the kicker. These specialists are set. We don't have practice squad players. I'm going to dive into that, take a look. Maybe we can bolster the team a little bit. The practice squad is usually my academy, but this will not be it in this current setup that we're rolling with at the moment. I will not be playing the preseason games. I will be simming now towards the week 1 of regular season, which will be the first real gameplay episode of this franchise rebuild. Alright guys, I'm gonna cut the episode here. We are here at the beginning of the first regular season, the 2023 season. As the San Diego Crusaders, I'm gonna cut the episode here. I'm super excited to get this going, see how this goes. This is a complete new experience for me, completely new experiment, so I really can't wait to get going. Looking forward to experiencing this, sharing this with you. As we progress, let's see how long my optimism and my energy can withstand the force that is Madden 23 and the maddening things that happen in game quite often. But yeah, we're gonna cut the episode. I hope you enjoyed this. Please let me know what you think of this series. I'm really interested in your opinion on that one. Also, give me a shout out to sort of bring players to my attention that I might have the opportunity to sign at the end of the season. Players that are 30 right now. Who are your favorite older players, 30 and upwards? So I will sign them, and so on and so forth. A lot of things that I'm really hoping for with this season, with this series. Just let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed it. Drop me a like. Please subscribe. That means a lot to me. And as always, guys, thank you for watching and see you next time.